Hello everyone, welcome to Black Arrow Gaming. I'm Bob, and this is the 19th episode in our Age of Wonders 3 co-op strategy series. In this series, I've been joined by Evan, and we are taking on 6 Emperor computers, have narrowed it down to 3. Hopefully we'll be 2 soon, but we have a lot of decisions, a lot of possible options for what we could do next. And I got a feeling that if there is a right decision to be made, there's probably only one. There's several things that could go wrong right now. Evan pointed out, if you were watching his channel, and you wouldn't have really seen this on mine, but Teal has a pretty substantial army around where, I think you said Illinois is, right?
No, it's at Enthoria.
It's at Enthoria, okay. That puts it even closer to Engranost. They have a fairly substantial army right here at Enthoria that could attack Engranost, and if Engranost falls, it pretty much opens up this whole middle area for the enemy to come invade my land, which is going to be a lot harder to defend, primarily because of this fork in the road near Moldan. The fact that there's a mountain range right here means that if I want to defend Moldan, the enemies could instead run right past me and outspeed me on the way to my capital city. I don't know if I can keep unit production up at a level that I need to in order to defend myself. So we have to decide whether we're going to let Engranost fall and try to fall back and catch them in the open field here, or what we're going to do. Evan had mentioned possibly taking one of his armies up here to go recapture Illinois, going down here and fighting over this city, hopefully drawing the attention of the goblins. In fact, I think that's your army right there, moving down with the martyrs. Oh, your crusaders. Yeah, they came from underground. But the real big decision we have to make is what to do with our armies that are down here near the Draconians. Have you pretty much decided what you want to do? With your king's main stack specifically?
Well, I'd like to go get that other orange city. If nothing else.
Because what I was thinking you could do at the beginning of the next turn, if you take a unit over there or summon a scout or something just to see what's over there, you may be able to take a peek at what's in the city, and then on the next turn get the haste berries that are north of it, and then catch back up with your army if you do decide to sail them north. But it might be almost just as fast to run that way, especially depending on when you can pick up the haste berries, because there's a road that runs all the way through there and up past Engranost. If you do that, I might leave it to you to take that.
The problem with that is, if Teal comes that way, Teal would end up blocking my army. I wouldn't be able to run it. I guess if I hit every one of those haste berries, I might be able to get past them.
Yeah, because there's 3 or 4 of them right along that route. I don't know. What I was going to say is if you did want to sail, you could send your Exalted over to that city there and take a peek in it. And if there's an army in there that I could kill with my goblin stack there with the Eagle Rider and the Storm Sisters, they might be able to go over there and get that orange city if it's not too heavily defended. And then you could do whatever with your king's army. Although you may have to deal with those juggernauts that are out on the water, which could be kind of a pain. I have to figure out what I'm going to do with Moldan. I have a decent army here that could defend the city, but not against, even if those 3 juggernauts came in there, I don't think I could handle them. So what I'm going to do, and I know building Deathbringers would be great, but I think I want some more Storm Sisters in that city, just in case those dreadnoughts come this way. Because the armies that I have underground may need to defend this city. There's Draconian units showing up, and I don't know how many more are behind them. There's also the possibility that their king is down here somewhere, and I may be able to actually use this army combined with that army, combined with this one, and actually pinch orange in between 2 groups of units. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I'm going to go ahead and click to go over to the next turn. Wait, I do have a couple notifications here. I don't want to do anything for the Draconians. I can't. Brown disjuncted out Ned Plague, and then yeah, Battle Evan had at the end in the last episode, capturing that city there. So I guess what I do with my Goblins army is going to largely be dependent upon what you do with your King's main stack. Oh gosh, that Shock Trooper got a ton of health back. Okay, good news here. Those Dreadnoughts did sail back into their land. I think they're rushing to try to defend their remaining cities. So that's good. That kind of gets them out of your way if you want to go across the water, and allows me to maybe get a few Deathbringers produced here in Moldan. I think I just got all the structures that I needed. I wanted to make sure I had the... what's it called? Library of Dark Arts, the arena. Yeah, that's all I needed there. I haven't finished researching... Wait. Did I switch my research? No. Oh, I know what it is. I have to have, yeah, I need these. Burial Grounds. I need to upgrade that a few times before I can get to Deathbringers. I don't know if I'm going to have time for that, depending on how soon Teal heads our way. Evan just had kind of a tough battle over here. Lost a handful of units. Did take out a decent-sized Goblin army, but there was almost an even trade of units there. Evans were just of a lower tier. Looks like he's going to continue his fight. At least those Exalteds just keep coming back. Got the other Goblin army, but there are 3 Manticores and a Yeti sitting in that city. That's going to be a tough fight. I do not need Summon Dread Reaper. I probably never will. I'm just going to keep getting that Necromancy for now. Actually, I may want to pay a little bit more attention to what my other options were in there. Banish doesn't really help me very much. Most of the units we're fighting are produced in cities. There is a... my tier 7 spell would be really nice to cast. I will get a Chthonic Guardian on the next turn. Oh, that's something else that I forgot to talk to you about, Evan. Should I be helping to disjunct Armageddon? Or are you already doing that?
Well, I'm doing it, but it's not a 100% spell.
I guess what I'm wondering is if I do start disjuncting it, but then you succeed, would I get my casting points back, or would they essentially be wasted?
I don't know.
Gonna move up on the Dreadnought over here, continue taking out his cities. Fortunately, no Juggernauts in this one. Just a few Iron Golems, which are not really scary at all to me. In fact, I don't think they even have a range attack. I don't fight these very often. No, they don't. Those will get wrecked by my Storm Sisters, so this should be a pretty easy battle here. Maybe, if we're lucky, we can kind of demoralize the Dreadnought into surrendering or something. I kind of wouldn't bank on it, but that would be nice if that happened. Also, Evan, I can summon another Chthonic Guardian on the next turn. Would it be helpful for me to summon it where you're attacking Illinois?
Won't be able to. I don't have a hero up there.
Oh. Well, I think I can summon it adjacent to your city.
Not my city, though.
Oh, right. Of course. What kind of range do these guys have? There's Flyers, Forge Priest. The tank is the thing that I'm most worried about in this battle. I'll just go this way. Storm Sister should come in very handy here. Oh, and I need to make sure my king stays in the battle too. So I think that's everyone. Sometimes I forget a straggler somewhere. Okay, that's fine. That thing can hit me if it wants to. The flame tank is what I want to avoid getting free hits in on me if possible, especially on large groups. Hopefully I can get a lucky stun here. That didn't happen. Should probably use them first because they could hit 3 times. There we go. No sense in sending any units over the wall yet. The Firestorm Pillar does make me want to kind of move this along quickly, but I can afford to take another turn, let them move something else up onto the wall. These guys actually should probably start putting some pressure on the front line there. If I can get that flame tank to come over here and draw fire on some of my tougher units, then I could follow up with stuns from Storm Sisters. That gets rid of that. I may spread them out at kind of a weird angle, though, just to see if I can avoid them hitting everybody in one shot. In fact, I'm going to kind of be doing that all over the place, I think. I think everyone should be okay, though. Any Storm Sisters can hit anything? Nope. Not on this turn. Okay. It's not ideal, but we'll work with that. Okay, now I should be able to just pick them apart. First things first, I want that tank out of commission here. Oh, man, that was a 48% chance to stun, failed all 3 times. Okay. Let's try with this one. So I'm going to need them to go after those other 2. Stunning that flyer would be really nice, though. Actually, I don't think that would really matter too much. The flyer I should be able to take down pretty easily, so I'll go after the flame tank again. There we go. That's what we needed. Okay, these Storm Sisters should be able to... I actually want them to move up once and get hits in on the priest. They'll actually absolutely destroy that thing. There we go, got a stun on him, so that helps a lot. And I can maybe distract them a little bit now with one of these Griffin Riders, can get them up over the wall and get a hit in on this flame tank. Whoops. Kind of forgot about that. That was a stupid mistake. That's okay. These guys can come back and hit it, but it's got first strike and they really won't do that much damage. I'll probably just retreat them off the wall and heal them with the Storm Sisters. And the Shock Troopers, well, they'd probably be of more use over here helping out with this guy. Oh, my king should try to seduce him. That would be nice. Those guys do have physical protection, I think. No, they don't. They're just tough. I should have done this first. That's alright, I got plenty of healing. Let's see if I can get this guy. Nope. Well, that's his problem. I don't think I need to move anyone around. I think... Oh yeah, I guess I could go kill this thing. Ouch. Okay. All I gotta do is just heal a bunch of people. They'll take a hit here, but that's fine. Who else needs it? These guys need it pretty bad. She took a little bit of damage. I'll have her heal herself. Who else? The Griffin Rider still needs help. That shock trooper over there could use some. Try to keep everyone patched up as much as possible. Are there any Storm Sisters that have not moved? Nope. Okay, that was a pretty easy capture, and I lost minimal health, or regenerated what little bit I did lose. Now I have to think about which city I go after next. The cave entrance is where I'm headed, ultimately, so I should probably go to whatever city's furthest away from it first. Except I don't see it. I know it's over here somewhere. I've seen it before, but sometimes it's easier to spot. Yeah, there it is, those arrows. Yeah, it's right here. So I guess it would make more sense to go take this city out and then follow the road around and come down to that one there. Hopefully I don't run into a nasty surprise of like a ton of juggernauts from out of nowhere. This city doesn't have anything that screams to me that it should be of a certain race. I guess I could produce siege. And trading posts are good for irregular units. I don't have any reason to change it. I'll just ghoulify it. I can always migrate it later if I need to for some reason. Okay, this city can produce Draconian flyers. Halleck, the former capital. That might be a good thing to start making since I do have a lot of money. They'd be better than nothing, that's for sure. And I could make them every 2 turns. In fact, this city's got a lot of good buildings in it. Yeah, I'll just probably have it make those guys infinitely. They'll also be resistant to some of the fire damage that those Shrines of Smiting are doing. Okay, back here to Moldan, and I have a decision to make whether I want to continue to move towards those Deathbringers, which will be helpful against this guy, or whether I want to produce something else, Griffin Riders or Storm Sisters, something that can be generally utilized against anybody. I've already done some of the upgrades to get those Deathbringers. So I think, well, that will give me Bone Collector. The Basilica, I think, is what I need to make the Deathbringers. So it'd be another 2 turns. Actually, since Moldan might become this, we may have to defend that eventually. Might be a good idea to put a stone wall and a prismatic spire in it, too. At least the prismatic spire.
I moved my ships up so you can see the army around Anthoria. It doesn't look like they're heading toward Engranost, at least not right away. You can see what they've got.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's the first time I got to look at them. Yeah, that's a big army. And I'm not sure if we could stop it if they decided to come this way. Well, with that in mind, I'm going to stick with unit production and stick with the Deathbringer idea in the hopes that we can maybe snag a few of those Griffin Riders, or Manticore Riders, because they look like they're more inclined to go after Engranost. In fact, even if just Brown attacked Engranost, I don't think we could hold it. We may still have to pull back. Depends on how far his army could move on the next turn, I suppose. It looks like they could reach us. Should we stay in the city or abandon it now?
I don't know.
That's a lot of units. Although, there's only 3 tier 4 units in that army. I think we faced worse. And you did just get a Shrine of Smiting. Not to mention the fact that I can summon a Chthonic Guardian, which I should probably do pretty quickly on the next turn. I think we should try to hold it. Oh, they could get 2 more. They could get a couple Lords of the Deep, a couple more Lords of the Deep into the battle too. The ones that are embarked could just walk right up onto the land.
Don't have any Storm Sisters in that army either.
Nope. I could bring forward the army that's back at Moldan, but that wouldn't add that many more Storm Sisters. They could get the Lucky Berries on the way by, though. That might be nice. I'm going to send him back this way. Man, there's so many difficult decisions to make. You know what? We need more Storm Sisters. That's what I'm concluding here. Even if they're not gold rank right away, the fact that they have Resurgence just makes them too useful in too many situations, and I don't think we have another 2 turns for me to get the necessary building upgrades for those Deathbringers. It's unfortunate that I've wasted a few turns, but we're going to need those. And I think with the threat of those 2 Lords of the Deep showing up, we do really need to pull our armies back from Engranost. Would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
Alright. Then I'm just going to run. Can get a few more units kind of closer to the front line, so I'm going to be sending pretty much everything that I've got forward. There's really no reason for me to hold anything back at this point. Stakes are too high on that western front. I kind of just want to clear structures off this city. This city could give me just nice income for a while. Just because it's way out here where the enemy isn't going to bother it anytime soon. I do have kind of a tough battle I need to beat or win, but the enemy's troops are not very strong. They don't have very high level promotions. I think maybe I could just produce a lousy unit here. Or... Nah, I need to get a 6th unit in that army, so I should build something back over here. Probably just get another dwarf crossbowman, just to give the army some range, because the crossbowman I had in there died. And I can get it in 1 turn. These guys want to become my allies for 280 gold. That might be worth it, depending on what else is out there. I'm going to say yes, simply because I have the gold right now. Yeah, I was hoping they'd have some better stuff in their territory. Well, it's a little extra income, if nothing else. This city, I don't think I'm going to have it do much of anything other than producing resources for me. Well, it could make some decent pikemen, though. Not that the dwarves have particularly great ones anyway. Nah, merchandise is more important right now. Especially if Evan needs money for something in like an emergency. And I'll have these guys stay in Moldan for the time being. Oh, I do have this other army here that I didn't see down there, the one with my Frostling leader. I don't really know what I can do with them right now. I'll probably just grab those lucky berries. And we'll see what brown does. Okay, now that I see that you have moved on to... Oh my gosh, that city has a ton of elders in it. Can you handle that one on your own okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I think I'm going to send my goblins army back to catch up with my... Maybe... I don't know.
Don't do that. That would be the worst thing you could do with that army.
To send them to catch up with my king?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I should send them across the water and go to Moldan, because those Storm Sisters with stun could be really useful, like, right now. So I will do that. Hopefully they don't run into anything along the way. Alright, and then that means with all the other movement we've done, I think this army should be okay to stay down here. We'll see if the Draconians throw anything at me. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what they do. I'm going to grab those haste berries so they can't do anything funny with them. I don't think the computers usually use haste berries anyway, though. These are also some Storm Sisters that really need to get leveled up. A few of them. Okay, I was building archers here. Evan, did you end up, or did the goblins end up capturing that city up there? The one above my archer city?
Yeah, they did.
Okay. I'm going to build 2 archers and try to rush out there and take it back before they can build anything in it. Because if it's just the 1 goblin butcher, 2 elf archers should be able to handle it. I already know about all these notifications. Heaven's Battles. Domain invasion here, I know about that. And I have a new vassal city. Okay. That pretty much wraps that all up. Let's see what happens here. Nothing I have to do quickly as far as I know, except possibly move these guys in case that Juggernaut boat army catches back up. There's some right there, floating around in the waters off Moldan. Evan just got attacked by one of those straggler armies from that Necromancer hero that just seemed to keep showing up. That Necromancer hero.
It was not a straggler army from the Necromancer hero.
It was not?
That was a quest for the dragons.
Oh. That was just another army. Another battle that he intended to surrender. But yes, he did complete a dragon quest, and I think that makes them your vassal now. It's Dragon City down here. So that's encouraging, at least. Some bit of good news. I do have a Chthonic Guardian ready to cast now, and I have the difficult decision to make of where exactly to put it. I'm thinking the armies around Moldan is kind of like the obvious best choice, probably. So that's probably where I'm going to put it. I want to put it with a group that it'll do... I need to pair it with the right hero. And I think this... not the Frostling Rogue. What ability is she giving her army? Nothing really as far as I can tell. Poison Knowledge. That would be helpful against the elves. Actually, that would be a good... That would be a good army to put him with, because he's kind of around, the Chthonic Guardian's kind of around to help deal with those Manticore Riders, so I'll put him with her army. Does Poison Knowledge only affect the melee attacks? I think it does. So I'll take an archer out. Probably the one that has more health, since it doesn't need the healing. Summon Chthonic Guardian with her. Here we go. And now I want to... Oh, that's silly. I forgot. I never did have it. I never was able to research Disjunction. It never showed up in my list of things that I could research. So we're gonna have to hope that you can get it with Armageddon. I suppose it's an avatar spell. Maybe if I research some other strategic avatar spells, it might pop up. It doesn't pop up in a specific research path, does it?
I don't think so.
Then I just gotta kind of get lucky and get it. Small bit of good news, Evan did get Illinois back. Which makes me think that the goblins may come up that direction instead. I don't know. The enemy kind of split up their units that were in that area. It looks like they're sending some of them after Evan's capital. Anyway, what I was saying over here is that I can do, in terms of my research, I could keep trying to get Banish, but I'm tempted to just keep going after Necromancy. I suppose it depends on how long it takes me to continue summoning these things. Did I summon... I may have made a mistake here. If I go to Moldan... Okay, technically, he was summoned within those cities' borders. I need to remember to do that, because that'll make him get the Scales of Fortune bonus. I want to do that as often as I can. So now that I have 100 casting points, I can get these guys still once every 3 turns. If I could get it up to 140, it'd be once every 2. I don't know how many more times I can research Necromancy. That's 6, and I think you can get up to... I think you can get up to 8. So I may have to build something like a palace or something in my capital that gives me a little bit extra. If I haven't already done that. I'll go ahead and grab the Great Temple. Okay, I have 2 archers here now. I'm going to try to go get that city back. Evan just had a really glorious battle over this city. That is definitely worth checking out on his channel. It just looked cool. I haven't seen that many bolts of lightning in a battle, like, ever. Hey, those juggernauts are back.
Nice of them.
I should probably be able to kill them. Wonder if I could get advanced seafaring in 1 turn and... Yeah, I could. Grab advanced seafaring, and then these guys will switch over to having galleons, give me an advantage, and I can hit these guys and take them out. Just get those juggernauts out of commission. Okay, my king's army is good to move forward. See what lies ahead, and he's kind of hoping that I see Orange's king somewhere. Come on. But no king yet. Kind of being a little cautious with how I move them, making sure that they can stick together. But it shouldn't be a problem. Just a couple machines ahead, no big deal. Should be able to jump them on the next turn and take that city, and then head south. Having all those cities down there is really going to help out my economy quite a bit. Okay, like I was saying before Evan's battle, sending these archers out this way, really hoping I can get to that city before the goblins have a chance to make anything in it. I should be able to. As long as they don't make or summon anything in it, I'll be okay. And I was going to produce the Enchanted Armory to give them a little bit more armor, because they are technically an armored unit. I'm trying to think if there is anything else in there that I needed, and I don't think there is. And then once that's done, I'll just be mass producing archers every turn. Nothing changed here. Still making those work shock troopers. Sending them south. Another bit of good news here. Evan did manage to intercept that army that kind of ran out of Illinois and seemed to be heading towards his capital, or towards my land. He also has these ships out here in the bay, which is really nice. It kind of is a little extra insurance policy protecting this island, which isn't really doing anything more than giving me gold, but I need it, so it helps. Back out here, I think I'm going to keep this city on merchandise, just because as I'm producing more and more units, my gold income could start dropping kind of quick. Man, I can't even cast magic fast enough either. I'm getting 232 per turn. It's channeling points that I need more than anything else. I can put this city back on merchandise. Evan continues to pick off more units here and there, which is exactly what we need. Mostly brown units. Not a lot of teal units. We're still very concerned about their army. And we think brown has a pretty big one in this area. It looks like Evan's going to link up this army with the 2 Shrines of Smiting with his king's main army down here. Are you going to be going after Brown's territory with those groups?
That's what I was just thinking. I might be able to pull that off, actually.
You mentioned that in your previous episode, thinking those two, because they both have Resurgence, might be able to pull that off. Maybe get Brown to pull some of their units back. Wasting some valuable time for them. Oh, that guy's gonna die if I don't... I gotta do some micromanagement here. The Cadaver will not receive healing points from the Reanimator if those healing points are going to a different unit first. And so it would die off if I left it alone. So I'm actually gonna kick that one out of the group so that his healing goes to the Cadaver instead, and then can move him back in later. I'm going to start forming my units into a triangle here and just get this army ready for a fight. I think they can reach there. Yep. So we can at least hopefully muster some sort of defense if all those Manticore riders come flying in. It's actually not a bad army, all things considered. I could stand to have a couple more archers in there, especially if I'm going up against a lot of Manticore riders. The Orc Priest would not be bad, actually, because of their poison damage. And I'll probably leave these ones back over here. I might pull this whole army back and leave them kind of in this area, a little bit further away from the dark area that I can't see, just to make them closer to my city, and then I could run these guys out and maybe get 4 stacks into a battle if they move into a bad position. But for now I can't do that because these guys are out of movement. So I'll put everyone on defense there for the moment. And what to do with this builder? I may put a watchtower out here somewhere to watch out for Draconian units sneaking around from some weird way. Actually, I think I was planning on putting it out there. I don't know if that's a waste of money right now or not, though. Looks like the Draconians pulled back, probably to go after my king's army, which is wrecking stuff above ground. And we'll continue to wreck stuff on the next turn. The only problem... I could take this army that I have down here and go after the Draconians, other underground cities. Alternatively, I could send them down that way to put pressure on this city here. But I would want both stacks together, and it would leave this city pretty much undefended. But with the amount of units that I have piling into Moldan, that might be okay. So I think I might send them on a little adventure. If nothing else, maybe I could send that Banshee floating across the lava to see if they leave that city undefended, or to kind of act as a scout. Sending it back in this direction would be nice too, or even grabbing that watchtower. There's a few things that Banshee could do that I think would be helpful. I'm betting the bulk of their army is off in this direction. I'm going to pressure them a little bit. It'll give these Storm Sisters an opportunity to get some experience, maybe some promotions. So we're going to take the fight to them. We got to kill Orange fast, and I'm hoping I can spot their king out here somewhere. Alright. You might want to move your black army, or your, the army near Engranost kind of quickly. Okay, anytime I can get another Storm Sister up in this battle, I think that would be good. So we'll replace, like, that swordsman with a Storm Sister. Can't move at the moment, though. Other things are moving. There he goes. And like I was saying, I'm going to pull these guys back to a position more like kind of here. Leave them with a lot of mobility in this area. It would be unfortunate having to do an open field battle, but Engranost or Moldan doesn't necessarily have really strong defenses anyway, so there's not that huge of an advantage to defending on it. It only has wooden walls, and it doesn't have a prismatic spire yet, as I found out recently. I should also probably give this hero a place in one of these armies. I think I'm going to remove one of the reanimators and replace it with my hero. He's good enough. He should really be out here leading an army with whatever benefits he can get. And then I'll leave these others as kind of backup groups. Plus he has a little extra vision range, so it's nice having him sitting there anyway. And I'll pile as many onto this tile as I can to get them just that much closer. So I actually am going to have like 5 full stacks of units here pretty soon. Should have a chance of defending there. Oh, nuts. Oh. I forgot I did need to go after those. Well, I messed that up bad. I needed to hit those guys while they're on the water. Now they are on the land and have recaptured a city. It's going to make this battle a lot tougher. That was a big mistake. I don't even know if I can get them out of that city now. It'd be risking a lot of Storm Sisters because there's 3 Juggernauts in that army. I'd really have to stun all 3 of them. I might have to give it a try, though, because we can't have them going back and retaking their capital. I guess I do have a flyer that just produced in that city, and I'll get another one in 2 turns. He could join them. But I gotta do something about that. Let's at least have him get in there and take a look at what I'm dealing with. Yep, that's what I thought. Just the 3 Juggernauts. Anything else, though? If it's just them, I think I'd still be okay. And it looks like it is. I'm going to put them here. Next turn, I'll go get it. I just need to absolutely not forget to do that. Okay, back to researching necromancy, I think. Need those casting points. I had 100 not long ago. I'm not sure why I lost some. I don't know. Does this city have a grand palace? It does. Oh, that upgrade doesn't work in undead cities. It has to be the undead palace. So unfortunately, capturing these cities with a grand palace doesn't really help me at all. I'll go try to build the undead palace instead. I think I need that Harvester's Guild and that line of buildings first. Okay, the cadaver should be alright now. Have everyone hold their ground there and then go out here. Build that tower I was talking about. Probably put it right around like that spot there, maybe on the next turn. Okay, I can continue crushing the Dreadnought, which I will happily do. Kind of wish I'd brought another hero with this army. Somebody to lead the other group, but it doesn't seem like it matters much. All right. Should be fine with kind of a Storm Sister rush here. It's primarily this thing that worries me, although can't underestimate those flamers and cannons. Never should. Maybe I can draw fire with some beefier units. Ouch. She is just out of range of pretty much everything, unfortunately. Get a shot at that cannon with this one. The cannon should have to reload. So I'm going to go after that flame tank instead, and I did get the stun. A little bit luckier this time around. The big one though is that Dreadnought, or that Juggernaut. Gotta get that. And she is... This thing is in a very annoying spot, and it's only going to allow her to get one shot in at it. Same thing with this one. It is a 49% chance to stun though, so you'd think I would get it one of these 2 times. There we go. And so they're left only with a cannon that has not reloaded, which I think I'm just going to go charge with the Griffin Rider. Going to do as much damage to that Juggernaut as I possibly can, as quickly as I can. Not mess around with that. Right, he used his reload, but it doesn't really matter. Now this thing is going to blow up, so I'm going to pull that Griffin Rider back actually before that happens. There, I did get a stun on it. Should be able to stun this. And should probably heal somebody that's taken damage. Actually, they can heal themselves. Do I have any other Storm Sisters remaining? No, I do not. That's fine. These guys can just go crazy on this thing now. There we go, another promotion for them. And I think it's time for him to back off and let the Storm Sisters finish that thing off. They picked it back up because of their spell. I'm going to just kill it again. Okay, that should get everybody patched up, and this last group should be able to kill this thing. Alright, so as long as my other army can keep them from coming back and recapturing everything that I've taken, should be in pretty good shape here. It does appear that their king is probably underground. I'm only going to be able to get one group in on this next battle. I'll take my king's stack, but it's only one unit. I'm going to do manual just so that I can make sure that everyone's healed. Yeah, that's kind of why. This shouldn't take very long, though. You're a little stuck now, aren't you? Too bad I can't seduce those or anything. Alright. That clears the path to the last city here. And that's also all the farther my units can move. Oh, it split them up. These ones can't quite keep up. So I do have to move them kind of quickly on the next turn too, but this battle is a much higher priority. City awaits its fate. This one, once again, I actually think that this city would be good at making pikemen, good at making support units. Both Draconians and Elves could work with that. I'm gonna leave it as Draconians. I don't mind having a lot of these Draconian cities down here. They'll be fine. Here's some stuff moving around down here in the underground. I kind of wish I had a flying unit that could help me see a little bit further. I would like to see what's over here to make sure they're not going to send something right past me and go after my city. But I don't think that that's the case. These guys can move 3 more spaces. No idea what's out here. Okay, there is still only the one butcher in that city. I should be able to get him on the next turn. I can't imagine they'd build anything in there. They'd probably have to summon it, whatever it was. Okay, getting ready to go to the next turn. Gotta move fast. Oh, Draconians got a hero offer. Let's see if I can move on that city before they take it. Probable defeat, but I don't think that's the case. I do also have all my casting points for this battle. This would have been so much easier to do on the water, though. Chant of Unlife doesn't do me any good. Stiffen Limbs, Siphon Life. None of my spells really help here. I guess Dark Gift might be nice, but I don't think it'd make that big of a difference. If I can get them to split up, maybe isolate them with the Storm Sisters attacking individual ones in different parts of the wall, that would be nice. So I'm going to send this flyer out here, just to be kind of a distraction, excuse me. And that is only an Eagle Rider, not a Griffin Rider, so it's not going to be nearly as tough as some of my other units. What about this guy? Maybe he's got something useful up his sleeve. Quick Dash may be helpful at some point. Panic Attack won't help. Blind. I don't think that unit can be blinded. Maybe it can. Yeah, they can, but it's a very low chance of it working. Probably wait until after they've fired their first volley and let their guard down. Ouch. Well, there goes that. Okay, they did let their guard down, though. It is going to take them a turn to reload, so I'm going to rush my Storm Sisters up there. Do the best I can to at least stun one of them, maybe. Okay, you resisted. And can't quite reach with these ones. Get him over the wall to be a little bit of a distraction. Go after the gate with this guy, maybe draw some of their fire. And I will try to blind one of them now. Probably the one furthest away. I got him. A little lucky there. Unfortunately, them putting their guard up doesn't help me at all. Still did get the stun, though. That helps tremendously. I gotta hope that this one can get it. Awesome. So there's only one remaining that is not stunned. They won't be able to kill my Storm Sister in one hit, not at gold rank, so only 14% chance to stun that one. Oh, I got it. I just got really lucky on that last one. Okay, now I need to get through those gates. Which could take a little while with it constantly repairing them. Okay. That's one down. Come on, get him again. And no luck this time. Okay, got the gate down though, at least. That opens up some other opportunities. Of course, can't taunt that, but I thought it was worth checking. Not like this matters at all, but... Alright. Wasn't quite enough to finish it. So it looks like that Storm Sister's gonna have to come finish the job. Okay, it's dead again. Have to just keep killing these things. Perfect. Alright, and on the next turn should be able to finish all of them off. Stop doing that. Pain in the butt. Well, between the two of them, they'll definitely finish it off, I think. Well, minimum 21 damage, and he'd do... they might not. I guess I will have to make sure the job's done right. Give the XP to my hero. He's earned it here. Okay, so that takes care of that little pest control issue. We'll probably send them back out. I can't re-embark them on this turn, though. I don't... Well, actually, it looks like I can. And that's exactly what I will do. I was worried about that army going east and taking these cities over here behind me. They may still send some units to do that, which would be annoying, but this at least slows them down a bit. I know I saw some units on this island here, too. Okay, right. I did want to get them closer together. I don't know why, but when your units are moving like this, they tend to avoid... nuts. This is what I was worried about. Little groups of units coming back in and taking out these completely undefended cities. That is just an eagle. Or no, it's an eagle rider. Yeah, it's an eagle rider. Nuts. No, I could summon a Chthonic Guardian in that city. That might be kind of a waste, but it might not be a bad idea to leave one hanging around here to take care of little things that come after these cities. How much casting do I have left towards getting this one? Doesn't really tell me. So I think I'd almost like to cast a different spell. I might like to cast that Scales of Fortune spell in this city, but I don't know if I have enough casting points to do that. Probably just won't worry about it for now. There's a decently big orange army. Bigger than anything I've seen in a little while. But it's going to die. Oh man, that's what I was worried about down there. A single unit coming in and capturing that city. I'm gonna have to go deal with that. As much as I'd like to continue through with these guys and just sort of crusade into this area, I think my King's army will do just fine. It may take them a little while, but honestly, if they go underground, they're probably going to come back this way anyway. So I don't know that there's any reason in bringing this army out here after all. I'll go get that city back. Seems just like kind of a silly waste. Would you like this Draconian city back over here, Evan? The one that I just recaptured?
I would.
Sweet. Can I trade it to you while it's still in this current occupied state?
I don't think so. I was just looking at that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right. So I should probably not make it a ghoul city. I don't think I can do anything to it that doesn't involve making it a ghoul. So you might have to unghoul it later. I could release it as a vassal, but then I can't give it to you. That's kind of annoying. I wish I could just absorb it as a living city and give it to you. Ooh. A A necromancer hero has offered to join my army. What kind of cool stuff does he have? Well, protection from light for one thing. That instantly makes him worth leading an army. Bump up his health and his defenses a little bit. He's only a level 5 hero, so that's pretty low at this stage in the game. But still, it's not bad at all. Let's reanimate undead's always good, especially since I haven't been building very many reanimators. What else would be useful for him? Lifesteal, maybe inflict despair. He's a human, so kind of a balanced in terms of races. I'm going to say that I'll just get something like Siphon Life. That's a fairly easy spell to cast that can be really nice. And it also does poison damage, I think. So that could be helpful against the elves. And I'll grab this. Alright. Let's get him down into one of those stacks as soon as I can. Maybe could form a 4th stack here. I will do that. I'll put this guy with him for now. Bring both of them together. Just keep piling units into that area. Okay, I think this city here is ready to start making archers. Oh wait, I did need shooting grounds. That's right. That is really annoying. The goblins just put a hero into that city, so I can't get it back with my 2 elves on this turn. They have to go back. I'll just make a massive horde of archers really fast, really soon, and should be able to overwhelm them. Oh, right. I was building up towards the Undead Palace in this city. And I was doing the same in this one, I think. In my capital. Kind of did spend a lot of money there. Didn't leave myself with enough to make another shock trooper. The city down here in the southeast is going to be a lot easier for me to defend than my capital right now, so I'm going to cancel the Cathedral of Bones in my capital and instead use it to keep making shock troopers in this city. There we go. Back to my dwarves, just kind of catching everybody up. Not going to have them do anything until that crossbowman shows. Wouldn't maybe be a bad idea to build another archer city out here. But I don't have enough money to make a settler at the moment. I need it for units instead. Everybody else is good. Builder is good, but it can't build what I want it to build yet, which I'll probably put right there once I have an extra 100 gold to spare. Need to make sure I have a flying unit because technically they're on a mountain tile. Actually, I do have one. Who's this out here? Nah, just a boat. There's 3 juggernauts in that city, but that should be easy pickings for this army. Don't know why they're just determined to walk around that inn. They could just walk right through it. Alright, let's wreck these guys. These are actually just Zephyr birds. Those should be very easy to kill. In fact, I should probably focus more on trying to stun that Draconian flyer there, which I think I can get a better angle at him from here. There we go. No luck there, but they're pretty fragile. I think I'll just run out and kill it. Well, that guy got toasted. Griffin Riders are nice because you can run them out. They have first strike. You can put them on defense and just keep a unit kind of pinned in an annoying position. And my king is so good with melee attacks at this point that I should probably send him out into the battle too. I just need to be careful. Actually, I need to be careful with him in case he dies. The enemy could retake my capital, and that would be bad. Instead, I'll just use them to try to stun him from... Oh, hey, I got it. Well, that's nice. With him being stunned, I'll try to seduce him on the next turn. It'd be nice to have an extra flyer that I could leave back, like I was saying, to handle straggler units. Them being in this position and me having that other flyer stun, I'm going to take another chance and try to stun this one. Didn't get it, but it's at plenty low enough health left that I can finish it off. He's just going to go nuts on that poor bird. And that doesn't leave them with many options. Alright, let's see what they do next. Probably shouldn't be surprised about the phase. Air elementals are immune to damage from the Storm Sisters' electrical attacks. They're not immune to Orc Shock Troopers, but they do hold up to them decently well. Takes care of that, which allows this Griffin Rider to get in here and do some damage. Can give him some much needed healing. He got pretty beat up there. It doesn't really matter how tough that dwarf firstborn is. He's gonna get killed by those shock troopers. They're too good at this point. Okay, right. I do need to keep somebody alive. I forgot to try to seduce the flyer. Got a little too excited. Let's see if he. See if he holds his ground. He's probably going to try to attack the shock trooper, but it's not the end of the world if he does, I suppose. If I could stun him, maybe that would work. That's too much damage. I'll just try it once. I got him. Patch up the Unicorn Riders and anyone else who needs it. I don't think anyone else does need it. Pretty sure everybody's at full health here. I guess the Griffin Rider could use a little bit of healing. Alright, let's see if I can seduce these guys. They may have mind control immunity, actually. Actually, yes, they do, so I can't seduce them anyway. So, never mind. Okay, I'm sitting on that cave entrance now, so that was actually a cave entrance, not a mountain tile, like I was thinking. Got a little bit of an inconvenient angle to run to get to the next city, but that's okay. On the next turn, I'll just have everybody move on it and then run back up to the cave entrance. This boat out here could be a little bit of a pain, but it can't actually retake the city, so I'm not worried about that. And I do need to remember summoning the Chthonic Guardian at the beginning of the next turn. That's something I'm going to have to do. Can't forget about that. I could do one of two things here. I could put my king on top of that tunnel entrance, and then if any single army came up, it would have to fight the king. Or I could leave them off the tunnel entrance, and if a single army came up and then attacked me, it would have to fight both groups of units. It actually shouldn't matter, because I'll probably move before anything pops out of the cave on the next turn anyway, but I think I'm going to leave them where they're at, just so both groups can help each other. That's all good. I won't be stopping the Storm Sister production anytime soon, and I don't think anything else has changed. So that wraps that one up. Evan did manage to get a Goblin Straggler out in this area. I'm just now getting to that notification. Alright everyone, we are a little bit over time here, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom out, do an overview of the map, kind of discuss where we're currently at, and wrap this one up. As you can see, just about what we expected to happen with purple down here is happening. I'm just going through getting all these cities. This could become almost like a new country of mine. In fact, I've hit the point where I have almost just as many cities down here, or I'm about to have almost just as many cities down here as I have in my main core cities. Evan has held this northeastern area in between Illinois and his capital very well this episode. So I don't feel like that's under quite as much of a threat until this Goblin army decides to move that way. The good news is that Goblin army's not going after Engranost. They're wasting their time moving back and forth. Seem to want to go get Illinois again. That's kind of exactly what we hoped would happen, I think. Evan's also got a peek at what Brown's got in here. Only 4 units on the city tile itself. I would assume there's probably some more there. But I think all things considered, we've kind of fallen back and got a little bit more defensible position. More importantly than anything else, we've really bought ourselves some much needed time in this game. My king's army is almost to the underground. Well, that's annoying. There's another Eagle Rider out here going after a different city. Well, I'll summon the Chthonic Guardian here and then send it over there to get that back if needed. I don't think it can quite... Yeah, it can. It can reach that city on the next turn, so I may have to recapture that, but that's okay. Alright everyone, I think that about wraps things up. As always, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check out the video on Evan's channel to get his commentary of the game. He kind of did a different format in the last episode, and I really liked it. He focused on key battles and talking about the kind of overall broader context of the game as a whole, rather than going through every single fight, which I thought was interesting. So you might want to check that out, and then, of course, hope to see you back for the next episode.